Hello my friends, hello again. My name is Kyle. I am Kyle, and here on my channel, Pensando Inglés, I bring you real English. Real English that you can understand. Puedes entender, okay? Real English that you can understand. And today I bring you more real and comprehensible English in the form of some interesting facts. Hechos interesantes. Now some of these facts are interesting. Cool. That's interesting. Some of them are a little bit weird. Que raro. How weird. Okay? But it is all going to be good English input for you guys. So, let's get started with today's facts. Los hechos de hoy. Today's facts. The first toy to ever be advertised on TV is Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head. I think that you guys say Señor Papa, okay? Mr. Potato Head was the first toy to ever be advertised on TV. Okay, this next fact, this is one of the weird ones, okay? It's weird and it's sad. It's sad because it has to do with a mental health disorder, okay? So this is not funny. Mental health is never funny, okay? But this fact is super strange. Boanthropy is the psychological disorder, the mental health problem, psychological disorder, where somebody believes that they are a cow, okay? They are a cow. Now when I read this fact, I had to search it up and make sure that it was true, and it is true, okay? There's a mental health disorder where the person who is suffering from this disorder, they think that they are a cow, okay? And mental health is no joke, guys, no joke. So that's a weird, interesting, and really sad fact. The next fact. Bullfrogs. Bullfrogs do not sleep. Bullfrogs do not sleep. Do you think it's because they drink a lot of coffee? That was a dad joke, and not a good one. Sorry guys, I'm sorry about that. Fish. This is a fish. Fish can cough. I wonder what it sounds like when a fish coughs. This is an ant. An ant, okay? And an ant's sense of smell, his sense of smell is stronger, más fuerte. An ant's sense of smell is stronger than a dog's. That's interesting. I did not even know that ants have noses. But their sense of smell is stronger than a dog's. Elephants. This is an elephant. And elephants are the only mammal. What is a mammal? A mammal is an animal that has hair. Okay? I'm a mammal, you're a mammal, dogs are mammals, and elephants are mammals, okay? An elephant is the only mammal that cannot jump. Jump, okay? An elephant is the only mammal that cannot jump. This next fact is interesting, and I think it's a good idea. It's a pretty good idea. The state of Ohio, here in the United States, the state of Ohio, they give people different colored license plates to put on their cars, okay? The state of Ohio, it gives people different colored license plates to put on their car if they have been arrested for a DUI, okay? And a DUI means driving under influence, okay? Driving under influence. This means that person, they got arrested They got arrested for driving their car while drinking alcohol or being on drugs, okay? They were driving under the influence, okay? They were driving under the influence, so the state of Ohio, they give them different colored license plates to put on their car so that the police behind them can see, oh, that person might be drunk or under the influence of another drug. I think that's a pretty good idea. It's a pretty good idea because it can help the police to know, okay, maybe this person is using drugs or alcohol because they did it in the past, okay? Do you guys think that's a good idea, or is it kind of profiling? I don't know. Next fact. You cannot sneeze. Achoo! Achoo! You cannot sneeze while you are sleeping. You cannot sneeze. Achoo! Sneeze. Achoo! While you are sleeping. Next interesting fact. Dead people, people who are dead, okay? No están vivos, they are not alive. Dead people can get goosebumps, okay? Oh, piel de gallina, ustedes dicen, creo. Dead people can get goosebumps. Next fact that is interesting or weird. I don't know, you tell me. The next interesting or weird fact is that the very famous painting, the Mona Lisa, the very famous painting of the Mona Lisa, she does not have eyebrows. Okay? They are called eyebrows. Okay? And the Mona Lisa, the famous painting, the Mona Lisa, does not have eyebrows. Next interesting or weird fact. More than 50%, 50%, more than 50% of the population in the country Iceland, okay? More than 50%, más de la mitad, more than 50% of the population in the country Iceland, they believe that elves are real. That's an elf. And more than 50% of the people who live in Iceland, they think that elves are real. Tal vez tienen razón, qué sé yo. Next fact that is interesting or weird. A pigeon. This is a pigeon. And a pigeon's feathers, weigh more, pesan más, they weigh more than his bones. Interesting. A pigeon's feathers weigh more than his bones. Interesting. You're welcome for that good, important information. Okay? It's important. Don't forget it, my friend. Don't forget it. Next interesting fact. In Russia, it is a common belief. That eating ice cream can help to keep you warm. Does that make sense? ¿Tiene sentido? Does it make sense? I don't know. But in Russia, it is a common belief that eating ice cream will help to keep you warm when it is cold, when it's cold outside. Okay, guys, the last, this is the final fact, the last one, the last interesting fact is that throughout the day, you usually are only breathing, respirando, breathing through one of your nostrils, okay? This hole is called a nostril, okay? This is your nose, and these are your nostrils, okay? Now, typically, throughout the day, we are only using one at a time, okay? And then after a couple of hours, it switches from one side, it switches to the other side, okay? Now, when I heard this, I did not believe it. But try, okay? Put your fingers under your nose and breathe out. And you are going to feel the air coming out of one nostril, so much more, okay? So it's true. Throughout the day, we are typically only using one of our nostrils at a time, okay? That one was important. That one was important, right? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I enjoyed making this video for you. I hope that you enjoyed receiving and acquiring some good English input. Como siempre, mis amigos queridos, muchísimas gracias por ver. Nos vemos pronto.